With Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Core 3 airing, Aizen's influence is impossible to ignore. Though imprisoned, his actions continue to shape the story, a testament to his active role in driving the narrative. In this video, we'll explore why Aizen doesn't just redefine villains in Bleach, he sets a new standard for anime antagonists. Through his intellect, charisma, and unrestrained ambition, Aizen establishes himself as an archetype of the intelligent, godlike villain. His actions not only changed the trajectory of Bleach, but also influenced how villains are written across the anime landscape. Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications so you won't miss out on any of my anime and manga deep dives. To understand how Aizen changed anime villains forever, we need to examine what made him unique within Bleach. From the very beginning, Aizen's charisma sets him apart. He wasn't just a schemer, he was a puppet master. His manipulation of Momo and the rest of the 13 court guard squads was unparalleled. Aizen doesn't just control his enemies, he manipulates everyone, including those closest to him, turning their trust into a weapon. Even the audience wasn't immune. Aizen's quiet demeanor and approachable personality lulled us into a false sense of security. His sudden betrayal and subsequent domination were all the more shocking because he had fooled everyone. This level of manipulation isn't just a plot device, it's a defining characteristic that elevates him above traditional villains. Aizen isn't just physically powerful, though his abilities certainly place him among the strongest characters in Bleach. What makes him truly terrifying is his intellect. From the beginning, Aizen operates as if he's playing a game of chess where everyone else is a piece on the board. His foresight and planning, particularly his orchestration of Ichigo's growth, demonstrate a level of control that borders on omniscience. Post-Hogyoku, Aizen's power reaches godlike levels, but his intellect remains central to his character. Unlike brute force villains, Aizen's strategies and mind games ensure that his overwhelming power never feels hollow. He's as much a tactician as he is a force of nature. At first glance, Aizen seems like a power-hungry antagonist, but his motives are more layered. His rebellion against the Soul Society isn't about personal greed. It's about rejecting a flawed system. Aizen sees himself as a revolutionary, someone who can reshape the world in his own image. This philosophical depth adds another dimension to his character, making him more than a one-dimensional villain. One of the things I love the most about Aizen is how his physical appearance evolves alongside his character arc. When we first meet him, he appears unassuming, even nerdy, with glasses and a softer, approachable demeanor. His slightly disheveled hair and mild-mannered presence fit the image of a dutiful captain who prioritizes intellect over physicality. But once his true nature is revealed, Aizen undergoes a complete visual transformation. The glasses come off, symbolizing how he no longer needs to hide behind a facade. His hair becomes sleek and controlled, mirroring his newfound dominance and confidence. His demeanor shifts as well, clean, cool, and relaxed. This shift isn't just cosmetic, it communicates the mastery of the situation and his superiority over everyone around him. The inversion of the traditional Shinigami uniform colors further underscores his break from the Soul Society. Aizen trades the loose black robes for a form-fitting white attire, signaling both his rebellion and his self-appointed role as a godlike figure. The pristine white not only contrasts with the traditional Shinigami aesthetic, but also reinforces his belief in his own purity of vision, despite the chaos he creates. This visual evolution elevates Aizen from a character to an icon, embodying the perfection of his manipulative and commanding presence. What truly sets Aizen apart within Bleach is his lack of guardrails. Characters like Yamamoto and Urahara, for all their power, are constrained by their beliefs or systems. Aizen, however, is free from any such limitations. His ambition is unrestrained, and his belief in his own superiority allows him to act without hesitation. This lack of constraints makes him an unpredictable and uniquely dangerous force. Aizen isn't the only godlike villain in anime. Characters like Madara Uchiha and Naruto come to mind, but there's a key difference. Aizen doesn't just shape the story through legend or indirect influence. His presence actively drives the plot forward throughout Bleach. Let's explore how he compares. One of the clearest comparisons is Madara Uchiha from Naruto. Like Aizen, he is portrayed as a godlike figure whose power is unmatched. However, there is a fundamental difference in how they are presented. Madara is shrouded in mystery for much of the series, built up through legends and hearsay. He doesn't come into direct play until the Fourth Great Shinobi War, where his presence dominates the battlefield. In contrast, Aizen is a constant, looming threat from early on. His betrayal, schemes, and manipulations actively drive the narrative forward. This presence makes Aizen feel more integral to the story, as opposed to a late-game antagonist. While both characters embody the godlike villain archetype, Aizen's direct involvement sets him apart. Charisma and calculated demeanors have become hallmarks in modern villains. Characters like Sukuna and JJK share traits with Aizen: intelligence, ambition, and a sense of control over the narrative. However, what separates Aizen is his unrelenting ambition and his proactive role in shaping the story. Aizen doesn't just react to the world around him, he actively bends it to his will. This proactive approach, combined with his philosophical depth and charm, has set a high bar for what audiences expect from an antagonist. Even years after his defeat, Aizen's presence is still as strong as ever in the Thousand-Year Blood War. From his role in the manga to his brief moments in the anime, he continues to prove why he's one of the most enduring characters in the series. Let's dive deep into how Aizen continues to shape the narrative. Even in the current arc where Aizen has been imprisoned in Muken, his influence is palpable. Yhwach himself acknowledges Aizen as a threat, considering him to be one of the few individuals capable of standing against his almighty power. This recognition reinforces Aizen's status as a unique figure within the Bleach universe. His brief appearances in the previous two cores, where he resists Yhwach's attempt to recruit him, is a masterclass in maintaining a character's presence, even in limited screen time. Aizen's confidence and defiance in this moment reminds us why he remains such an enduring figure. In the manga's final arc, Aizen's role becomes more direct. His temporary alliance with Ichigo and the Soul Society during the final battle against Yhwach showcases his strategic mind and lack of loyalty to anyone but himself. Aizen's actions in this climactic moment underscores his complexity. Though he assists the heroes, it's clear that he remains driven by his own goals. This duality, working alongside the protagonist while remaining an antagonist at heart, cements Aizen's legacy as one of anime's greatest villains. His ability to operate without constraints, even in moments of cooperation, highlights the depth of his character. Sosukeaizen is more than a villain. He's a force of nature. His charisma, intellect, and lack of guardrails make him a standout character not just in Bleach, but in anime as a whole. His influence can be seen in the way modern antagonists are written, yet few have matched his ability to drive a narrative so completely. As we continue to witness his enduring legacy in Bleach: A Thousand-Year Blood War, it's worth considering whether Aizen's story is truly over. What are your thoughts on Aizen's role in Bleach and his influence on other anime villains? Drop your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my new content. See you in the next video.